Hey, I'm B&I Brick, and welcome to another edition of the Seller Stream. I got with me my man Brick Willett over here, who's hanging out in his brick shed. Hashtag brick shed. What's going on, man? You're obviously doing fair. I love how you always have in the background like what's going on this week, without actually like boasting the what's going on this week. What do you got? Like 50 of the firehouses going in?
I only got 4. They're the old sets.
Those are good ones, though. Those are good ones. A lot of us have already put those into our stores, so it's definitely a good quality one. It's full of red brick, which usually sells, red parts for vehicles, which always sells, and a lot of glass. So all good stuff, good picks as far as the elements for a set.
Yeah, I was looking for more, trying to find a few on BrickLink, but just getting to be a little too expensive for the shipping and buying them again.
Oh, you were even going. So yeah, you want to talk about that? That's a route that sometimes you go to get your to get to your minimum.
Yeah,
or do you want to not touch that? You don't have to touch it if you don't want.
No, I always look. I'm looking for the best price. I mean, I got all day to sit and shop, so I check BrickLink, and if there's some sellers that'll be selling their sets under Walmart's price or Amazon, and if you can get it right with the shipping low, yeah, I buy them. Just have them ship them to you with no boxes. That really saves, and have them throw the directions.
That was the next question I was going to ask you. Or do you do the negotiation on no instructions based upon set and no box, of course?
Yeah.
And if you do keep the instructions, do you include the cardboard inset, or do you ask them to remove that?
No, if I'm going to get the directions, I'd have the cardboard inset, just to try to keep them in better shape. That little bit of cardboard ain't going to add much weight.
Yeah, because we had the short discussion last week about the whole instructions thing and how instructions are really based upon, the person who receives its interpretation of what they feel they should get. And, the whole comments of, like, have you ever even bought a Lego set new before? And like, you realize how it comes from Lego for the most part, unless it's a $75+ set. It's just machine thrown into the box. So fare ye well.
I remember when I first started selling, I was saving all my directions. You get them in those little battle packs, straight in remotes, and try to get them pressed.
Oh yeah. I've got a 4 or 5 drawer metal cabinet, like everybody does, full of them. And I know that everybody starts off that way. That's why I always give a little chuckle when you mentioned you were doing that, because I definitely did that, and I know Clutch did that before me, and I know that Doc did that as well. And now it's just, what instructions do you sell? And that's unfortunate for the later in time Lego community, that a lot of sellers don't save instructions, but it's also based upon experience with the whole you get one person who's soured because the instructions are slightly wrinkled and stuff like that, and then you're about possibly getting negative or neutral feedback for something like that. Although it is important, but still, it's something like that. You just stop selling them.
Yeah. No, set it after.
Plus, where are you going to put that next 4-drawer, 5-drawer metal cabinet next to the other 4-drawer, 5-drawer metal cabinet? And now you're also forced, of course, because of the OCD obsessions that we all have, to reorganize all of those to, spread out the wealth. So.
No, I'd suggest if you want to save the directions, I'd save it off $100+ set. And always check your value of what the instructions are for. If it's $1 for an instruction, don't waste your time.
Yeah, I always save the architecture ones, just because I know that those go off to both builders, but also institutions of learning, including colleges, because colleges sometimes teach the basic of form and function and additive and subtractive forms with using Lego bricks, because it's really simple way to concept it on a freshman type level.
nice.
Drafting as well.
Yeah, I haven't touched anything with the Architect Lego yet, so
I just like it because that's one of the themes that I like to build with. You know, I do say, you know, buy what you like. So. All right, so here comes the question it matter. Donnie in the comments says, I recently bought some instructions that were scribbled in by a kid, but it was listed as in good condition. What do you guys think? So where in the instructions was it scribbled on? Of course, any scribbling on said stickers are bad, but they were listed as used.
just being with the crayon being wrote on, if the pages and that weren't crumbled or ripped, I'd say it'd be good and to fair condition.
So Donnie's saying it's in the inventory pages, which is in the final pages, which that might come from the set not being from that household, and the person who purchased it or inherited it trying to put it back together and was, you know, marking off in the back. I'm sure you've already figured that out, but I'm just getting the viewing public up to where you are, Donnie. I don't know. I would, as long as the build pages were still good and it had staples in it and it wasn't taped together, I still call that good, even though, you know, you probably wanted to use the inventory pages for the exact same thing. Maybe put it in a different spot. Like if they used the bottom right, you use the top left to tally off how many are in that as you're counting out the set, and then pass it along to the next person. And maybe that'll become a thing in that's actually cool in Lego community sharing of stuff. You know, like how many people have owned this set that Lego has produced, and it's still growing strong. And like I'm the 8th owner of it, and I have proof that I'm the 8th owner of it because here in the instructions it's inventoried all in the back here, and you know, look way back here, like, you know, it shows that, you know, I got a KH right here, and that's actually Kevin Hinkle, and he purchased this set and then sold it at some garage sale, and you know, like that could be a thing. You never know. So just to flip it. And it's definitely going to affect the value, but if you preach it like that, I bet you it would sell for a higher price. Will it? Thoughts? I saw you giggling when I was saying that.
Yeah, I'd for sure sell the instructions with the set. It's, you know, you saw something that you didn't like on it, make sure you just put that in the comments when you're selling it.
Yeah, what he said. It's obviously the logical one. But that'll also go back to Dr. Lucky's thing with having used sets, an appraisal value associated with them, so you know what you're getting. And would those KH initials on the instructions drive up the value?
And that's one thing, if you're going to resell the set too, make sure you're using the right arrow parts for each set that you're trying to put back together. Don't use a modern piece for an old set. That'll really hurt your reputation real quick.
Yeah, there are certain little niches. In older sets, using the correct variant is definitely one. Just like in polybag collectors, they don't want it wrinkled. We joked about that last week. Some polybag collectors are very specific upon that. Always good if you are a polybag collector that likes to have pristine bags as well, because it will never open and it's just going to hang in display. Comment, ask about the bag quality. That always helps. Donnie wants to know also, how do you tell about the certain era of sets for the specific pieces with the variants? You can go into BrickLink and look at the inventory of a set, and it'll tell you down at the bottom if there's any variants that are listed in there. So what is excusable for also being used that came with the sets, because there are certain stages when there's overlap, when Lego's going from one mold to another. It's not always dead start of production runs, and it's not like I don't think their factory ever even stops. So it just they sort of, and then the set after that don't have it. So you even found that with Star Wars when they went from light gray and dark gray to LBG and DBG. There's Super Star Destroyer out there that's our light gray and also dark or light bluish gray. So I actually had some of the engines off the Super Star Destroyer, which are actually just the containers, like the fruit baskets in LBG.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You know the U-wing fighters or whatever? They got the U-wing fighters.
Okay.
They got a big glass trans clear piece. They're selling for $12 a piece on BrickLinker right now. What would drive the value of just that piece so high?
If it was only offered in one other set previously, that's a UCS set especially, and now it's re-emerged. Also, just plain straight up, if it's an incredibly useful piece for builders that has never been out before, especially if it's never been out in that color or brand spanking with never seen before.
Okay.
I think it was like that for UCS Scout or UCS Scout 1.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw the price of it when I was going through when I put it in the store.
What set did it come out of?
The U-wing fighters. I'm looking
So
up right now.
You can go into Brickstock and see that really easily. What's the set number?
155.
Oh yeah, these ones. Okay.
I got lucky and I found 10 of them for $50.
Oh yeah, so it's in UCS Rebel 5 X-Wing Starfighter. I guess I'll do a show screen. That would be beneficial, wouldn't it? All right. So all I did was go in, select both trans clear, G, price them. Is that one brand new, brand spanking in this set? And this one right here. I assume that this one's the back to it.
Yeah, I ain't for sure. I didn't put it together.
But this piece right here, a $12, $13 piece, because, and only because, it was only offered before in Red 5 X-Wing Starfighter UCS. That price is going to drop a lot. So be forewarned. Hopefully that's never gonna. You never want to buy. You never want to buy your set for one element, and in that one it's not. That's a whole lot of white in that set as well, which is always good right around the holidays. Plus you've always got your LBG and DBGs, traditional Starfighter colors.
Yeah, I was just surprised when I saw that piece for $13 or $12.
So how do you sell your guns, your blasters like this?
No, I've got everything individual since I've started. I haven't changed it. Yeah, like that there.
Sometimes it's good to mix it up and put both in because you don't know what the customer is looking for.
Okay. Yeah, because I really don't sell a lot of them, so.
It's the same sort of way with bicycles.
Yeah, you're saying that there.
Yeah, if you sell your bicycle without the wheels attached to it, there's a very good possibility I might come in your store and buy your wheels and leave you with a frame. All right.
Yeah, we got some questions here too.
All right, go for it. What do we got?
Donnie asked, what would you guys say a real good deal for each set numbers 70594 and 70732?
All right, well, let me look up what that set actually is. Ninjago Lighthouse Siege and
Lighthouse Siege
City of Sticks.
Up a bunch of them for $38 off of Walmart. And they're 54 right now at Walmart for that set. But there's a lot of good parts in that set too.
Yeah.
I really don't know about the other one. I haven't looked into it.
Xfinity's asking, it appears that Lego's changing up the shelf life strategy with sets coming up on the shelves after a year, like the Maze and First Order Transport. Is this good or bad for you? It all depends if you're, I'm not a set seller. I don't sell sealed sets, so it doesn't make a bit of difference for me.
No. Whatever's available is what I'm looking for. It's,
How often do you update your inventory pieces? Usually as I'm putting items into the store or when I'm pulling items out of it.
as often as I'm uploading sets into the store, that's the way I pretty much update my inventory. I've never just pull everything and update it at once.
You can also tell the era of sets by looking at it in brick stock as well, Donnie. It'll tell you which variant is in there. There'll be a number next to it over in the status column. And Brick Baron, never use Toys R Us as your basis for how much a set is valued at. You can just go over to Brick Set and get a better idea of what the price of it is.
Yeah, it's about time I'm gonna have to start changing up the shop here a little bit. And start adding in some walls here now.
You starting to run out of space already on the wall that you have up?
Yeah, on the outside walls are getting pretty close to being filled up now.
Yeah, with the space helmets, it's a little bit different because you really have to know the thickness and the variance and stuff like that.
How's it going tonight? Busy?
Hey, how are you?
There are Brick Baron's saying because it's an exclusive set to Toys R Us, and there are no real exclusive sets. Just because it's exclusive to TRU does not necessarily mean that Amazon's not selling it as well. So. What's up, Busy? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What do you got going on?
I don't know what I missed from you guys, but I was able to get a couple of the new Batman movies that's yesterday.
Oh, nice. You got them even though they put them out early. Would you show us off?
They're already in sorting trays.
Wow. So you went big on it, huh?
I only got 2 because
Still a good start.
they let me buy 2 of the Notorious Lowrider, and then they pulled everything after that and took them off the shelf.
You're the last one to show up.
The
Good
shelf
for you.
is full of them, so.
Yeah, but they probably put them out early and got complaints.
Well, when I went to check out, I guess it popped up. They wasn't supposed to be sold yet, so she asked me if there was more on the shelf. I said, yeah, there's a whole shelf of them. And then she was like, well, I'll let you get these 2, and then she pulled all the rest.
Oh, that stinks. Make you wish you had a cart full of like 10?
Yeah.
So how much are you pricing the golden chicken for?
I didn't upload anything. I only sold all of the figs. I have 1 Harley Quinn fig left out of the 2 sets. Everything else sold. Like all the figs sold already. But I didn't upload any of the other parts.
Are you going to sell your figs on BrickLinker, or are you going to probably ditch them on eBay?
No, they all sold on eBay already. I just have 1 Harley Quinn left.
Nice. Props.
The prices were pretty good on eBay, you know, so I was like, hey, let's try. And they
Yeah, I mean, it's fresh. Whenever you get the opportunity for something like that, I mean, that's the place to go is eBay or Amazon if you already have that set up. You know, that's where you're going to fetch your highest value.
Especially if you get your hands on them pre-release or before they get it really out there.
Right.
You'll make a freeze on them.
Hey, Big B, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Where is my bricks out? I keep looking.
It hasn't come out yet.
What? I have to wait for it to come out? I thought it was like an instant kind of thing.
It comes out in like 7 minutes. Patience.
Oh, I see.
Patience. I had them come out at like 9 and 3 over this weekend because I wanted to see how close everybody was on their cards. And then I slowed it up after you just to make sure that the people who bought this weekend would have time to get their orders to them so they could still play out of this, since we had so many people playing this weekend. So I like bum rushed the weekend while everything was traveling because I kicked out like 32 orders on Saturday.
Gotcha. So is it that everybody's, you know, number that comes out, I get to mark on my card? Is that how it is?
Yeah, so you follow along with everybody else's stuff. And a good way to catch up is as of yesterday at like noon, I took a photo of the board.
I saw that, yeah.
In, and people were able to identify really on their cards what was and wasn't. Because sometimes I misspeak. Because it's usually like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I'm finally done with pulling all the orders for the night. And I'm like, here's your thing.
Gotcha. All right. So when I get my card, I'll have to go through and do that.
Yeah. So a lot of people are digging that. I'm glad. I wasn't sure how the bingo was going to go at first, and because I started off like saying how it's going to be like this multi-stage game, and it seemed very I don't know, complex. So I just went with the first part this time. Like, here's free stuff and a chance at more free stuff.
Looks fun though. Can't wait to join.
Then you got a question about how you run your sale with verifying that they're a veteran.
There's stuff that veterans and active duty know about that regular people don't. Just speaking of it, and everybody who's approached me that's a veteran has said this immediately. Like, how do I do this so that you know? And it was just like, all right, you're good. Like, I already know who you are because you said this. I can't get my toolbox open.
I finally just did it.
Mine's got this whole Google authentication thing.
Man, when is Brickstackers going to join us? I have questions for him.
It's football season. It's football season. I was actually hoping he was going to be able to come on so we could answer your questions about the Apple syncing program.
Yeah, I'll have a lot of questions for him. That'll be a question-filled show when that one happens, whenever he decides to come on.
Have you got on the brick hole yet, Busy?
Yeah, well, you know, it says I've been on there for 2 years, but I never had anything really listed because then I think I first started out on BrickOwl, and then it was like just easier to do BrickLink, so then I just moved everything over to BrickLink, and then I just took everything off of BrickOwl. But recently, with Brickstacker's help, I was able to get the inventory to sync on there, but I still have a lot of questions.
Migrate your feedback from BrickLink as well?
No, I can't figure that out either.
No, you just ask them. Yeah, you just ask them. Just ask Lawrence.
You just send them an email?
Yeah, you just ask Lawrence. It's literally that simple over there. Like it would be incredibly difficult if you were a big store like it is. If it was more than me, you know, like forget it. There'd be no way I could be able to do multiple places at once. But if you're just a average mob pod dudette sitting at home doing this stuff, like it's really easy to do it. I don't know about the whole Apple side of it with the cloud. But here it's just as long as this laptop keeps churning away, it's up and running and doing its thing.
Yeah.
All right, let me log into BrickOwl and email them and see if they can.
Yeah, and then all you got to do is just take a picture of your feedback from BrickLink and send it to them.
With your account name underneath it, so you got to do some mouse over action with the new setup that they have at BrickLink.
Oh.
Let's see.
It'll be very interesting in the next couple of days with the other purchases that are made by people in social media, because it's getting tight. Like there's a bunch of people that are 5 or 6 away.
Oh, ready to go for blackout.
Yeah. That's why I posted that picture, because I knew it was getting tight, and I didn't expect it to go like an average bingo game to go for, you know, like 50 plus balls. I thought they would end a lot sooner than that. All right. Any other questions in the any other comments in the questions? Questions in the comments. And Donnie, I'm hoping to get a couple more bigger things happening as well with card number 2 for the Big B Bingo or Big B Games, or No More Bricks calls it Big B Balls.
So once somebody wins, you know, fills their card up, then this first game is over?
First game's over with. Anybody who's got a card that's in flight, and I'm able to verify that through tracking and everything else, they automatically get a fresh card if they place another order in the store. Because ultimately, like, the whole thing is you already got your free stuff. This is just the bonus, the possibility, you know, the scratcher.
Gotcha. All right.
But round 2 will also bring raffle tickets with orders.
Interesting.
So you'll have a raffle ticket and the bingo card.
And what is the raffle ticket?
Not sure yet, but I want to make sure everybody gets one.
Gotcha. All right.
So, and then card 3 is going to bring a different raffle ticket. Why? Because I have 2 raffle tickets. I want to start using them. So I've always wanted to do like a yearly prize and a bi-yearly prize and a quarterly prize and stuff like that to people in social media. So especially since I'm no longer doing like the Saturday stream and that's not my thing, I wanted to still be able to like give stuff away.
So what have you guys been working on parting out?
This week or today?
Either.
I don't know. I got in 20 of the Minecraft dungeon set, 25 of the toy and grocery, 10 of the X-Wing fighters, and I'm working on 4 of the old fire stations. Yourself?
I parted out everything that I have to part out because a lot of my sets I save as to sell as sets because they're older.
Yeah.
So everything that I actually have inventory wise to part out has been parted out. So I gotta get more stuff now. I try not to buy stuff unless it's on sale though, because it's not really worth it then.
Watch online.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're holding your sets, it's more conducive to buy them in the store where you can get a good idea of how the condition of the box is, because
right,
that matters.
Plus,
I'm saying that not too ironically, like it actually does matter for people.
Well, a lot of the times you order online, you get stickers on your boxes, and if you're selling them as a set, it's not a good idea to do it that way.
Yeah. So I've finally got. Remember the Dimensions deal from a couple months back?
Yeah, on Amazon.
Yeah, I finally got the last 3. Like it took them 2 months to ship these. These were $12.50 each. So, and then boom, everybody's chasing after this set right here. Everybody's loving this Lego Creator 31022. Super exclusive, super rare. It was just a twosie, so throwing that in the store. Had a lot of similar parts already.
I don't think I've seen that one in the store.
Yeah, it wasn't very popular. And then playing a lot of catch up with little things this week. Just I'm not putting anything new in the store because it's never good to put new lots in the store during a sale.
Oh, yeah.
But I am topping off the existing ones since I already set the bar of 10,000 pieces with the discount. So I'm able to count up the pieces and stuff like that, and I'm already rounding up the 10,000. So.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys use stack-ons or the acro mills?
I have both.
So for the acro mills, where did you get the dividers, the little drawer dividers that go on them?
They come with 4 of the big ones.
Only a couple of them though.
Yeah. And I haven't bought any besides what I got with them.
How about you, Big B?
Sorry, I was reading the comments. What were you saying? Oh, I use Stack-On. Sorry.
Okay.
I just use exclusively Stack-On because that's the way the room is already set up. And since as I expand, I have to sort of shift around the containers, I've got to have one modular system.
Gotcha. Do you have the little drawer dividers for the Stack-Ons?
Yeah. The ones that they make even.
Did you buy them or did you get them from the company?
I bought them from the company. I actually called them up and couldn't get their sales department. So I got somebody in the customer service department, and the people in the customer service department, this woman had been working there for like 20-something years. And she had the ability to sell stuff. So she sold me the bags of those dividers, both the large and small, for 50 cents and $1 each. Because she, in her mind, thought that the original owner, his wishes were to include it with it or something like that. I don't know. She didn't like the path that her company was going down, and I think that she was very apologetic in the way of discount towards customers. Like she was personally embarrassed because the sales department wasn't available and the call was rerouted to customer service.
Nice.
Because it didn't seem as though it was the first time. Oh.
I'm in need of some of the Acro Mills ones now. I used some of the stack-on ones because I ordered 4 of the Acro Mill drawers because they were on sale at Amazon. Mm-hmm. And the stack-on ones actually fit in there. I mean, it's really snug, but I had a bunch of those left over, so I used all those up, plus the ones in the back that come on the back of the drawers. But now I need more. Just trying to find a good deal.
Yeah, Stack-On at one point had their drawer could be divided in 3 different places, and they were like very, very clear, higher quality plastic. So.
Yeah, that's one reason I got away from Stack-Ons. I didn't really care for the quality of the drawer.
Yeah, it's definitely milk jug drawers. But it's one system, you know. I take just a couple more minutes, and I actually run a plastic welder along it and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
I'm old. I do stuff like that to my things.
Makes it extra sturdy.
I do preventative measures to things as an engineer because I see them being flawed. You know, it only cost me like 25 cents in materials and my time for like an hour with setup and all the other stuff. So tend to do like 30 at a time if I'm gonna do it.
I thought you were moving back to New York.
I thought I was too.
Are you not any longer?
We're waiting on a job offer to my wife, and if she can find a job back east, we can make that all happen.
So we're waiting.
Waiting, and waiting. It would be great though, because this is definitely a much higher cost of living area than even New York. So, not necessarily the city, but upstate where we would be going to.
Gotcha.
Most likely the southern tier.
Oh, my video's out. I'll have to watch it after the show ends.
Yeah. Did you get an announcement?
What announcement?
I don't know, because sometimes the people have this whole, they have announcements set up. When somebody drops a video, they get an email or they get a screen pop up and they get some otherwise intrusive thing into their life that says, poke, poke, go do this.
No, I didn't get an alert or anything. I just looked because I've been looking all weekend.
Oh, okay. Because you can't wait for it to show up.
Right.
Because you're anticipating playing already.
Right.
There's not a picture of your card in there, though.
That's all right.
I didn't share a picture of anybody's cards.
No, that's all right. Actually, I am building something specific, so I went to your store to get as much of it as I could.
Yeah, because you basically just got 2 colors.
Well, yeah, because I'm building something that's black, and that's what the instructions called for. So.
With a little bit of green.
Well, that was for the city.
Okay.
Because I had the...
It was add-ons.
Right, exactly.
That stuff at the register that you just start throwing into the cart, not even thinking about.
Yeah.
It's good to have in your store. We were discussing that, Willett and I were discussing that earlier before you came on, before the stream started.
What's that?
He had just through one means or another, found himself with a bunch of 1x2 elements. And it's always good to have those smaller elements in your stores because everybody needs them at one point or another.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And plus, if somebody's shopping in your store and they see that it's going to be a light order, why not add some extra things that's just going to cost a couple more dollars just to...
Yeah, I always use this. I always need this. Let me throw it in here now. I'm already paying for shipping.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I was looking at it, too.
Now it's everything below 8 ounces is the same price with USPS, so I see a lot of people actually going up to the 8-ounce limit.
Oh, really?
Adding random stuff in their cart, yeah. Like
Yeah,
topping off based upon weight instead of topping off based upon price.
Mm.
So it's actually better off for everybody if you top it off.
Right.
See, Xfinity says, how do you stay motivated when buyers try to rip you off for not receiving Lego? It gets me down. I had one this week. Well, that depends upon where you are, Xfinity 2.1. Don't know your locale, but as I've said before, like, you're pretty covered within the domestic area, I think, at least loose brick wise, unless you're selling to a bunch of people that have a trail of being nefarious. Like, I don't sell to negative feedback buyers. I don't think anybody should. Do you guys sell to negative feedback buyers?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Yeah, I think the only person that I've ever heard of that sold to a negative feedback buyer, who was that? Rubric. Rubric made that mistake, and that's just because he didn't have the check mark checked off in his preferences. And he even said, like, ooh, I'm glad I came out of that one unscathed. Because he's like one of 4 feedback on that seller, and the other 3 were negative.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a YouTuber too. It's a community member.
Really?
Yeah. There's a community member out there that. I'll type it in the internal comments.
Yeah, please do. Well, I don't understand why anyone would, if they do receive their package, say that they didn't, or, you know, just try to get it for free. That's crazy. But I did, I actually had a sale on Brick Owl, and it was going 1 state over to Pennsylvania. And it went all the way across the country and then back to Pennsylvania. So it took a week to get there. And they were like, I just wanted to let you know, And I was like, well, thanks for letting me know. I don't know why it went cross country before it went a state over. But that's kind of out of my hands, there's nothing I can do about that.
No. Once you have the package dropped in the mail, it all depends on the mail service or what's going on, how quick they want to get their package.
Xfinity's in Kent, England. I don't know what's going on in England. You guys got that crazy Brexit thing going on, and the pound is dropping like there's gravity affected to it. But eBay, probably the better person to ask for that is right after the show over on Haulin' and Ballin'. You can ask those guys. They've got a lot more experience with eBay sales. I don't know about you, Busy, if you have eBay sale experience for sealed sets.
I sell most of my seal sets on eBay.
Okay, well, you can also ask Busy right here, actually, to tell you the truth.
What is
in-house expert with Busy Blocks.
What was the question? I don't have.
How do you deal with people on eBay who say, I didn't get my beep, but they did?
I only had that happen once, and it goes through like PayPal, I don't know, whatever they do. And if you prove to them if you give them the tracking number and they do an investigation and they sided with me, they saw that they received it and they signed for it. So, I mean, it seems like it's pretty legit as long as you definitely send it out and you have a tracking number, because they do a whole investigation. So,
yeah, and in the U.S., everything that's shipped that's a package has a tracking number. So.
Right. And they saw that it was delivered. And well, the crazy thing is too, they left me positive feedback. Then like almost a month later, opened up the dispute saying that they never got it.
That right there is a good point also to bring up with eBay. Like, hey, I got positive feedback from these people.
I mentioned that also.
If you ever have a case where someone of that screenshot it too, because they can still pull it, but you still have your little bit of proof. You say you did send that to send that up to PayPal, and they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Well, because they opened the case with me saying they didn't get it, so I tracked it and everything, and I was like, "Whoa, they got it like almost a month ago." So then, you know, they send like you have a box where you got to type your stuff in, whatever. So I typed in, you know, I received positive feedback on so and so date. Here's the tracking number. It shows that they received it, and like a day later, they sided with me, and you know, because they hold that money then, so it's like no longer in your account anymore.
Right.
And then they gave it back to me.
Good, good.
So I mean, I let's knock on wood now. I haven't had anything, you know, since then, and that was like maybe a year ago.
Yeah, and Laura Zierens also says, you know, add tracking on all shipping. So.
Yeah, which I do. Even if it's like something real little and light, I still ship it at least first class to get a tracking number.
Right. Do you ever do any of that $1 shipping thing with under 1 ounce, or do you always go like it goes first class package?
Always first class, yeah.
So a lot of people don't realize like the bad treatment that mail gets when it's sent at the envelope rate, which is where you can like send a mini figure for $1 instead of the $3.14. I had a friend who sent us a fig that way, and it ended up, you know, opened, and because it runs through a lot tighter machinery because it's supposed to clear 1/4 of an inch, and the Lego minifigure head is just larger than that, so it's already going to have a problem with no matter what you send minifig wise. It was an Alice fig, and we got like Alice's head in her hair, and the rest of her body was just gone. We received the bottom of the decapitation.
No, I sent Lego one time that way, and I was just in the post office, asked for shipping, not paying no attention. They gave me first class. But
yeah, and it's Lord Zyra. Lord Zyra asked that question.
Wait, so Willie, you actually bring your packages to the post office and then pay for the shipping there?
Every once in a while, depending on what I'm shipping or what I'm doing, I will. But no, 90% of everything's done right at the place here.
Yeah, because it's cheaper. You get like a little bit of a discount, I think.
Oh yes.
Right. You get a little bit of a discount, and I think most of us use that discount to cover the actual packaging, and you know,
right.
That's our functional money to not charge the handling fee, essentially.
And Big B, you use a label printer?
Yes, because I feel that since it's just a one-man show, that extra time that I've saved has made me able to stay on top of my orders so I kick them out overnight. Like that's one of the, I don't advertise it or anything like that, but it's one of the pride points of a lot of us in the community, the online community specifically, because we are so focused on it, since our faces are on it, not just our names, that we try to almost all of us ship out next day.
Right.
It gets a lot more difficult as your store grows to do that, but I'm still trying to do that as much as possible. Like I would still say like 98% of my packages still ship out next day, unless they're like, you know, 100 lot plus.
So
if that label printer can save me the 2-3 minutes that I spend cutting it out and taping it down, then it's worth it, because I can kick out, let's say, 2-3 more orders that night because of those.
All right, I haven't received a package from you in a while, so remind me again. Your label printer, does it print out the address and everything, or is it just the you know, the postage?
It's a label. It's a 4x6 label. It's just the same thing that you would have printed out on your printer, but on a label.
Is it do you mind me asking?
Do you want to cover up the addresses that you're showing off there?
Yes.
Oh, so you use one too?
I just buy the half sheets, and that's what I got one printer set up just for doing my labels.
Oh, okay. So it's like just a regular printer. It's not actually a label printer.
Yeah.
It's a regular printer. I just buy the half sheets.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sticky.
So mine's just on a spool. It's a it's
right.
a thermal
Is it like
one.
the thermal printer? Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it was like $350.
Right.
It's a good one, but it doesn't ever use ink. All I have to do is buy spools. It's easy to trade out spools. It's got a small footprint.
Is it a Dymo?
Yes.
Yeah, that's another problem. It doesn't work with Mac.
Well, that's your fault.
I think I'd be looking for a different computer.
No, I'll never switch from a Mac. No.
You're in business. You've got to use a business machine. So yeah, it's the Dymo Label Writer X4. It's the 4XL. And I've actually been thinking about going to different labels instead of doing the 4x6 label. I want to see if I can start figuring out templates, because I want to be able to print my international shipping using the 4x6 paper, because right now I'm shoving them inside these things.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And that precludes me from using this bag. So if I've got an international order that's just minifigures that could fit in here, they don't get sent in this. They get sent in this. It's a good ½ ounce more. So sometimes that could be the difference between 1 and 2 ounces for somebody for shipping. Because I also have to include the weight of this.
Right.
Which is 0.3 ounces. So if I can figure out how to do that with my printer and with the label, I can just slap that on there, use that other shipping thing, and then that would save like 0.7 ounces on international orders, and really make it so that it'd be a lot easier for me to come on and really get the shipping low for international buyers.
Next question is, do you guys use a counting scale?
Yes. Yep. In the same one, I went and got very high-end, $350, $450 one. And I still don't, it's like having a sports car and not stepping on the gas. Like I don't do large quantities. Like I'll do, if somebody wants 1,000 to something, I'll throw like 25 of them on the scale, and then do like batches of 50 or 100 repeatedly.
Okay.
Up to 1,000 instead of doing all 1,000 at once, because I just don't trust the scale. I know that there's certain limits, and as it goes up math-wise, you start to.
So if somebody were to buy like 100 1x1 round tile or plate, you would just count them out, or would you use that?
I don't know. 100 sort of on the. It depends on the night, the run for the night. I mean, if it could save me a few minutes.
Well, I'm just saying, because those pieces are really light, so you would have to probably put a bunch on there just for it to register.
Well, no, it even says with very light pieces, like they suggest, like I think it's like 15 to 20. I just do 25 to go a little bit more. It all depends upon the brand of how much variance there is. That's one of the reasons why I went to a really high-end version of it, because it goes down to it's like 0.003 of a gram. So that's pretty tight,
How about you, Willa? Do you use the counting scale?
Yeah, I picked up a different one than what they got. I've been using it probably for 2-3 weeks, and it all depends on the quantity of the order. Say if they ordered the 1x1s, and if they had 3-4 different colors of them, then I'd weigh them. If it's just a count out 100, I'd just count it that way rather than set everything up and run them back and forth.
Mm.
Yeah, it's especially used when you don't want to put large quantities on at one time. It's better to count them out a couple hundred at a time.
I'm trying to keep up in the comments. Sorry.
No?
No.
Good info. See, I don't know if it's worth it to get all that stuff because it's like I'd have to sell a lot to make my money back on that stuff.
You know, Laura's Asian chick is saying, or Laura, however it's pronounced, you have to consider the time it takes to calibrate it. Plus, some parts elements have varied slightly over the years. The 2x2 block from the 80s will not weigh the same. Yeah, that's all if you're parting out stuff from the 80s or 90s as well. Like, hopefully the stuff in your store isn't sitting for that long so that you will get that sort of, or have that problem. You know, I don't know anybody who's actually parting out old sets.
Right. I'd probably sell them
Right.
that
Yeah,
way.
you sell them sealed, not even have to deal with that.
Right. And you probably make a lot more.
Right. And even if, like, I've got, there's not pre-programmed weights or anything like that. So you're calibrating it each and every time.
Oh, I see.
So if I go in and I'm doing 2x2, their example was 2x2 blocks. If I'm doing 2x2 blocks in blue, I'm calculating it for the color blue because I already know that there's a different density that's involved for different colors. In order to get it that color, they've got to use different numbers and quantities of dyes, and different dyes have different, you know, densities to them, which means different weights. As I would for a discontinued color like a medium orange or something like that. Then Mr. Bones is saying, what about putting pieces in 50 or 100 count bags to begin with? I actually did that in the past, and they didn't sell as well, and they sat there, and I had to break into those bags and go in and hand manipulate, you know, some of the values in order to keep the inventory correct. So.
Yeah, no. The extra room is setting up the extra lots, and like you say, you're going to sit on them longer. If somebody needs them, it's usually when you just get a couple, you know, like your trans reds or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, I wish they had when I was at Toys R Us that new Catwoman Cycle Chase. I would have grabbed that.
Yeah, I had a couple of stores this week, and I didn't see anything out yet.
No, my Toys R Us only had the new Batmobile, the Lowrider, and the Mr. Freeze set. Those were the only 3 that were out.
Which Mr. Freeze is that? It's a brand new Mr. Freeze? And how do you get in here?
It is. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
I want to make sure we don't run too late today because I know we cut a little bit close to the line last week. I want to make sure that we give ample time to the folks over at Hollin and Ballin, which you guys should be checking out after this.
So you excited about any of the sets coming up, or don't you worry about what's coming out?
I like the new Lego movie sets, the Batman movie. I'm super stoked about that. You know, both my kids are into Batman, even though I'm not a DC guy. Like I allow it because it's Batman. But other than that, I haven't really been paying too much attention. I like the look of some of the new city sets, especially like that street sweeper.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
I think everybody likes the street sweeper, but I mean, we're gonna have a trash truck thrown in there. We're gonna have another this thrown in there, and not gonna be they're releasing city sets right now and pictures of city sets. There's can't get too excited. They're cool because it's new builds, but it's essentially the same vehicle we've had a lot.
So the new set number is 70901. It's the new Mr. Freeze. Ice Attack.
I just got an email from a Lego ambassador, a Lego ambassador who doesn't want to comment in the comments, but is wanting to point out that you don't need to calibrate since you're not selling by weight, but rather counting by weight, and that's what really matters. We don't care that the scale measures 1 pound accurately, but rather that it consistently measures the same weight, the same time, always. So, which is absolutely correct. Like, it doesn't matter if a pound is a pound. But it measures what it does properly. But it does measure a pound properly. Yeah, my scale is bricks for Chris research, man. Come on.
Where's Howie? Is he coming in?
Nah, he's not coming in.
What are you drinking? Coffee now?
Yeah, I always drink coffee.
Oh man, I can't drink coffee after 2 p.m. I can't fall asleep at night.
I'm gonna be up until like 2 or 3. So.
I need 9 hours of sleep a night.
Cool.
Oh no, I get that. Like, I get that 1 night a week, and that's more than my wife gets on any given night. So I'm very happy for it. Love you, babe.
Man, I cannot work all day. Otherwise, I got 6.5 hours Saturday night, and yesterday I felt like crap.
Poop.
Yes, I caught myself. You saw that, right? I caught myself.
That's another channel.
Did you guys?
I was thinking about trying to bring that back.
Oh, late night or whatever.
Yeah, whatever happened with that?
Zany had a kid, and that does take
right.
priority over life. Life comes first. I went over 1 million pieces and got big.
So how do you keep yourself motivated to keep pushing, or when you're doing part outs or picking orders?
It's easy.
Do you ever start to get burnt out?
This is a labor of love. This is to pay for my kids' college so that they do not have to pay for college when they go. I mean, that's trying to give them the gift of their future, so to speak. So it's pretty easy to stay motivated when it involves, your children.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what kills me? I had a couple orders this weekend where this happened. I'll have I'll have 98 of one part. They'll buy 97. And I'm like, really?
So there's a mentality to that.
What?
All right. So I was told actually by some of the T-Falls and K-Falls let me in on this when I first started out. The mentality, the thought is, oh, there's only one piece going to be left in the drawer. So you're just going to put your finger on the one and dump the rest in there. And if there's any extra pieces, I'm going to get them all. The second thought on this is, oh, it's going to be easier for them to just give me all of them and delete it from their inventory, which it isn't, because they don't understand how stuff works. But that's the thought pattern behind it. People want free beep.
I'm sorry, I count everything out, even if my drawer says that it's empty. I want to double check to make sure it's accurate before I ship it.
Exactly.
I did too. I count it all out too. And not only that, I'll leave the one in there because then that's my placeholder because that's a common part. I'm getting a whole crap load more of those in.
Yeah, that means I need to get more of that.
Right.
Exactly.
So I leave it in the drawer if it's just one.
Restocking. So.
Because it saves time than going to look for another empty drawer. Like when I upload it, BrickStock will tell me, hey, that's in drawer 102. I just go fill 102.
Yeah. So do you have any problems with using BrickStock on the Mac?
No, BrickStock works awesome.
Okay.
It's just BrickSync I wish would work for me.
It's an awesome, awesome application. I gotta tell you, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, for Black Friday, I almost contemplated going out and getting a cheap laptop just to run it because right now when I upload more parts to using BrickStock and it automatically uploads to BrickLink, it doesn't update my parts on BrickOwl.
Why don't you just go and get X Windows and run that and run basically always have X Windows up and running and then run BrickSync inside of that.
What the heck is X Windows?
Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
You got me last too busy.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
X Windows is it's an application that you run inside of Windows, which is a pseudo Windows environment. So it allows you to run Windows only applications inside of Macintosh.
I'm Googling it.
There you go.
Yeah. You forget, Big B. Computer skills are very low on my end. So a lot of times when you start talking about that stuff, it's way above me.
That's all right. I try to make fun of Macintosh people because they don't know about these things. Can't help it. Can't help it. I grew up in an IBM family, so. All right, so Busy's off to check out what X Windows is.
I am.
And see if she can make the magic happen. Willett here is getting ready to put a whole bunch of firehouses into his stores. And I'm calling it quits because I want to be respectful to the guys over at Hall and Ball and not running up to the line on them like we did last week. I feel bad about that. I lost track of it because I went off on a rant. And Busy, actually, you can hop into the comments and talk with Lore.
Sounds good. I'll do that.
Yeah. So make the info happen over there. And maybe solutions can be found. All right, anybody got anything before they go? Biz?
No, I'll see you guys all next week.
All right.
Just thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll get you next week. Have a good night and keep building.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's me. I'm
Jacobs
so
requests
sorry.
that Kevin clean his room.
I had to. Sorry, that was me.
All right. That's it. That's all.
All right.